There is a chat box in down. You can chat. You can say also, but for the time being, generally I stop I meant to say, so that the student can say anything. The reason is two reasons. The first reason is that while we are doing the class, there are two things where our internet capacity is being used. One is the video and one is the audio. The entire screen is taking mainly the capacity is being used in video and audio. So video and audio is already using huge capacity. So if I will give you the right to say, then it may be at my end the problem will not be there because I am using a huge capacity already. But if at a student level the internet capacity is not proper, then it will create a disturbance to the student also and to others also. So generally I am not giving right to the students to say. Whatever you feel, you need to chat. If any time you feel that, sir, I want to say anything, I will give you the right, but we have to see whether you will be able to speak or not. So I think that for a more, if the student will be able to say, then we need to wait around 1.5 years further. When the internet capacity in India will be at a higher level, we will be using around 5G and all that, then in that case the problem will not be there. But for the time being, if you all chat whatever you feel, it is more than enough. Okay? Now, in management level, generally we have, in management level, generally we have 6 to 7 students. Okay. Up till now, we have 4 students. One is the student who has already given the exam, but he couldn't clear in the last term, and the 3 are new students. So for the time being, anybody of you has given the exam any time earlier, the management case study or gateway exam? Anybody of you? No. Evo, no. Okay, good. Not first attempt. Say that I will pass in this way. For us, I always think that first attempt is the last attempt. We should be giving the 100% efforts to all of this. Just 1 second. Okay, so what I am saying that you all are doing SEMA from basics, that is operational level, or you are having a professional qualification, either an MBA or a CA or anything. Your background? So Vikas is an MBA, good one. Then Evo, you are? I have done MCom. Okay, good. With 7 years in finance. So you are working. Evo is also working. Yeah, okay. There is nothing relation with that whether you are working or not. Just a background. If I will have what you are doing, then in that case, I will be considering that in our classes, that this background with which you are coming. Okay. Now, generally in management case study or gateway exam and in strategic level, we have 99% students are working. In management case study, gateway exam, and in strategic level E3, P3, F3 and strategic case study, all the students are working. All. They are not students, they are professionals. When you are working, it's very good to teach and to understand the thing which we will be discussing in our coming classes. If it is a student level, then it is difficult to communicate with them practically. But there is a benefit to the student, that if a normal student who is taking classes with me from say basic level from operational level, then he or she has come to strategy management case study. Then in that case, technically they are strong because they have studied all the subjects F1, P1, E1, F2, P2, E2. So they are technically sound than what we are. But they are practically not sound. The advantage they are getting that they are technically better than us. But practically we are better than them. But I have found that even though we are practically better than them, and at the same time the case study exam is more practical oriented, but the pass percentage of a normal student who is not so practical, have not done any job, is higher than those who have practical experience. You are getting my point? I am teaching this case study since beginning 2015. Actually, we are teaching SEMA from 2010. We started with 2 students and we have more than 3 students for SEMA at different levels. So we have come across a huge level. But the new syllabus announced by SEMA, or you can say designed by SEMA Institute in 2015. So 2015 4 term, 2016 4 term, and 2017 this is 2nd term. This is the 10th term when we are teaching the case study. Now I can say that I am very much, I'm not praising myself, but whatever I will say, if you follow that, the chances of passing your exam is around 100%. Just that please follow whatever I will say. Now I can understand that since you both are working for 5 years, 7 years, so you have a responsibility in the organization. And maybe you are married also. So you have your wife and your kids also. You have to manage them also. But at the same time, giving the exam, whenever you are appearing for an exam, you need to think like a student also. You cannot say that you are very knowledgeable in your practical life, the organization where you are working, you are the best person in your organization. That's all good. But in exam, whatever you write will be treated as what you have written, and on that basis, you will be evaluated. So it is good part for me that you are already practically well equipped for these types of classes. Just that if you make technically yourself slightly better, then there is a huge chance of passing the exam in the first and last attempt only. You don't have to look for 2nd term. Okay. So this is just a request from my side. Whenever in these 1 month you will get time, around 40 days is left for the exam, you should study properly. There is no time frame for which you should be studying. But I think that for this coming 40 days, you have to study every day at least 2 hours. So if you study 40 days, 80 hours, you will be feeling comfortable. Now maybe sometimes, since this is year ending time, finalization is going on in the company, you have to work. Let me talk because one student may be not able to join. Okay. Just give me 1 minute. Hello? हाँ सरोज, क्या हुआ? नहीं, जैसे आपको तो नया कोर्स माने वैसे नया स्टूडेंट के जैसे इनरोल नहीं करना है ना. आप ऑलरेडी कोर्स के अंदर हैं, तो आपको केवल हम लोग जब मैसेज भेजेंगे ना कि कोर्स में इनरोल करना है, तो आपके पास एक पॉपअप आएगा जिसके अंदर आएगा कि आपको कोर्स में इनवाइट किया गया है. तो वैसा कुछ नहीं आ रहा है आपके पास? हाँ हाँ हाँ. नहीं तो कोर्स, एक सेकंड, कोर्स का मेल आपके पास गया है MCS May 2017, तो उसके अंदर आपको कोई माने लाइव क्लास नहीं दिखा रहा है कोर्स के अंदर? श्योर? अच्छा एक सेकंड, आप एक बार जैसे सब कुछ बंद करिए, क्लोज करिए, एक बार क्लोज कर दिया आपने सब कुछ. अब क्लोज करने के बाद आप एड्रेस एक बार हिस्ट्री में जाइए. हिस्ट्री में तो आपको पता हो कैसे जाते हैं. हिस्ट्री में जाकर आपने जितना भी बार VJIQ अभी खोला है ना, उन सबको सेलेक्ट करके डिलीट कर दीजिए. हाँ, एक सेकंड, कोई बात नहीं, हम लोग एक बार फिर ट्राई करते हैं, फिर तो वो लोग को फोन लगाना ही पड़ेगा. हिस्ट्री में से आप जाकर जितना भी आपने वीज IQ 2 बार 3 बार 4 बार अभी खोला है ना, सबको डिलीट मार दीजिए, फुल्ली डिलीट। कोई बात नहीं है, राइट हैंड साइड में जो 3 लाइन होता है ना, या 3 डॉट्स होता है, उनको क्लिक करेंगे, हिस्ट्री, हिस्ट्री के अंदर जाएंगे, जितना भी बार आपने वीज IQ अभी खोला है 4-5 बार, सबको सेलेक्ट करके डिलीट कर दीजिए। विच दे आर सेइंग, विच आई एम सेइंग टू यू। हाँ, क्योंकि हो सकता है कि जब वो वही हिस्ट्री में ले लेता है ना, तो जब हम लोग क्लिक करते हैं बार बार वही खुलते जा रहे हैं। हाँ, उसके बाद अब क्लास किससे करते हैं, मोजिला से करते हैं कि मान लीजिए गूगल क्रोम से? नहीं है, अच्छा कोई बात नहीं है ना, इंटरनेट एक्सप्लोरर नहीं खोलेंगे, या तो मोजिला है गूगल क्रोम, 10 दो में से। मोजिला में आप हमारी वेबसाइट पे नहीं जाएंगे, आप vijiq.com में जाएंगे। नहीं, मोजिला नहीं कर सकते, गूगल क्रोम। हाँ, गूगल क्रोम से करिए, कोई बात नहीं, टेंशन नहीं। गूगल क्रोम में vijiq.com लिखेंगे, हम लोग का सराफ गुरुकुल का वेबसाइट नहीं खोलेंगे, vijiq.com, wiziq.com। वो खोलने के बाद जो लॉगिन बटन आ रहा है, लॉगिन में अपना ईमेल आईडी और पासवर्ड डालिए, लॉगिन क्लिक करने के बाद। माने क्रोम, गूगल क्रोम में खोलकर उसके बाद कोर्स के अंदर आप जा रहे हैं, कोर्स का लिंक आपके पास गया है और कोर्स के अंदर आपको कोई क्लास नहीं दिख रहा है, तो आपके पास उन लोग का नंबर है एक बार? नहीं, आज जो हम आपको जो सिस्टम रिक्वायरमेंट करके कल मेल गया था ना, उस पे नीचे 2 नंबर है, तो कोई एक नंबर को फोन वो लोग 2 सेकंड में कर देंगे, कुछ हो गएगा जो हम लोग नहीं कर पा रहे हैं वो लोग कर देंगे, फिर आप आइए क्लास में, हैं एक बार। ओके, actually whenever we schedule a first class, generally the students, some of the students find problem in logging, so it is my duty that in the first class when you find problem, how can you log in, I should help you, even though we have shared the numbers with you, so if you call them, they are available 24/7, but if you find any problem, I am there with you, okay? And then whenever you are getting an intimation for a live class, whether you received the mail or not, immaterial, whatever schedule we have decided, the schedule we have already mailed to all of you, the schedule of all the classes, the schedule whatever has been decided, we will follow that. But if we are not following schedule on any day, then we can discuss in the class only ki sir this is the problem, can we have a class on the next day, or if I will have issue, I will say to all of you, sir next day we will not be doing the class on this time, we will be doing at other time, okay? But otherwise we are following the schedule. So even though you are not receiving the mail for the live class, you just go into wiziq.com, wiziq.com, wiziq.com. In the address bar, that after typing you will get login. Login means you write your ID and password, email ID and password. You will automatically get the live class. These sessions are all recorded. Even though you are attending, even though you are not attending, after the class is being done, you cannot do recording just after the class. It will take around 2-3 hours. So suppose we will finish the class at 10 o'clock. You will be able to do the recording around after 12 or 1 o'clock, after 2 to 3 hours. And that will be there with you only. For the time being, it is a live class. Once the class is over, it will become a recorded class. Nothing has to be done to anybody. In your email ID, in your ID only, on your account only, you will get the recorded class. So you will be able to view the recorded class any number of times you want, according to your suitability. And the live class is what we have decided, that is the scheduled time. So whenever you are not receiving a mail, don't panic. You just open your account, wiziq.com. When the live class is going on, you will be able to attend. And when the live class is over, you will be able to see the recorded one. There is no separate link needs to be given for any recorded class. For the time being, when you have joined in the course, you are not seeing any recorded class because there is no class in the course. So how you will get the recorded one? So you will get the recorded one once the class will be over. You are getting my point? So there is nothing, no communication required. All the things are there with you. During the class, maybe because of internet connectivity, few seconds, few time, maybe I will not be able to say in front of you. I will again come after few seconds. Maybe there is a problem with you also. Maybe your internet is creating a problem. After few seconds, you will be able to come back. Whenever you find any problem, re-log in. Whenever you find any problem, re-log in into the system. When the problem persists, maybe sometimes you need to switch off the computer, restart it, you will be able to view and do the classes. Okay, that is very simple system. No hanky-fanky, nothing software is required. The way you are doing the class, the same thing is fully automatically recorded. Okay, but always for case study, I will suggest doing the live class is essential. Because it is not that something which is so bookish we are going to discuss. We need to exchange our views. I will be saying something, you will be saying something, sir, this can happen, this should be done, this is the solution. So the discussion will take the knowledge of the subject at a higher level. It is not that I am expert in this. Maybe you are having knowledge of this area better than me, so we can share our knowledge. Maybe I am technically sound, but maybe with the industry analysis which I have done, maybe you have a better knowledge than me. So it is not a question of that like of thing. We are friends for the class. We need to discuss at the topmost level whatever is possible and help each other in communication. Okay. So there is nothing like that which we are teaching only bookish. 30 to 40% we will be discussing bookish thing. 60% is general life discussion, which is very interesting for me also, for you also. So, how we are going to proceed in these 10 classes? Today, for 1 hour, I am not saying anything about our case study material. I am saying that what SEMA Institute is asking for passing the exam. आपको क्या करना है एग्जाम पास होने के लिए? What the institute is saying about the exam pattern, because it is not the normal exam which we have given in our life. It is a different exam, different format, different terminology used. So if we are conversant with that, for our coming classes, it will be very good. So 1 hour I am taking to make you understand what is actually the management case study or gateway exam. Then half an hour, 1 hour, we will be discussing our case material which is already released by the institute, which you may be having, or I have already mailed you along with the schedule, that this is the case study material. So we will be discussing slightly about that also. Then in the next class, the discussion of that material today will not be fully complete. In the next class, I will be completing the entire discussion relating to that material. So in the two classes, you know about the industry, you know about the case material. We will be discussing everything at length relating to the particular industry which is our subject matter. In the third class, I will be preparing a question paper like it will be coming in the exam. I will not be asking any answer from you. I will be discussing the question and the answer both in the class only. That these are the question, these are the answers for that question. The basic purpose of third class is to make you feel how they will be asking question, how you need to reply, how you need to answer. Okay. From fourth class, fourth, fifth, sixth, you can say seventh also. 4 classes, I will be preparing the mock paper and will be giving you before the class only. Before the class means if suppose our class is on Saturday, I will give you the mock paper today or tomorrow only. So you will have 2-3 days to write the answer of that mock paper. You need to write the answer, mail it to me before the class. In the class, I will be reading your answer, what you have written, where you are lagging, what you are not writing, what you are writing which is good, where you need to focus. We will be doing this in 4th class, 5th class, 6th class, 7th class. In the 4th class, when you will be writing the answer, you will find that you have written very bad answer. Everybody do that only in the case study class. How much knowledgeable you are, that is immaterial. But you will find difficulties in the 4th class in thinking and writing the answers. In the 5th class, you will feel that you have improved a lot. In the 6th class, further improvement. In the 7th class, further improvement. So in 4 classes, you are writing me answers regularly. I am reading your answers. After the class is over, I will give me my answer. But before the class, I will not give the answer. Because I want that you will be writing the answers. Till the 7th class, you will be a better person than what you are today. Say you are on a scale of 1 to 10, 0. By the 7th class, you are on a scale of 1 to 10, 5. Still the 5 part is left. Now in the exam, we will not get the luxury that we will get the question paper 3 days back and we will write the answer in the exam. In the exam, this is a 3-hour exam. We will get the question instantly. We need to write the answer instantly. So in 8th and 9th class, I will be giving you question for a selected time slot. That aapko answer, you have to write the answer within 3 hours only. Because the luxury you have already enjoyed in 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th class. Why you have enjoyed that luxury? While writing the answer for 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th class, you were doing all the research. You were opening the material. You were doing the Google search. Whatever you like, you can do. You are writing everything. But in the exam, you are not getting that luxury. So we need to feel the pain of the exam. That is in 3 hours, how I will thought, how I will write. So in 8th and 9th class, I will test you just like exam format. And in one class, maybe in the 9th or in the 10th, we will go for general question answer doubts. You will be upfront asking me questions in the class or you can mail me. We will be discussing all your queries in that class. So you will be prepared for the exam and there is huge chances that you will pass. Only one thing is essential. You have to, in any condition, write the answer. The problem of not passing the exam is the highest because of not writing the answer during the classes. Those students who are not writing the answer, this exam they cannot pass. Whether they are technically strong, whether they are practically strong. Because mixing both at a time directly in the exam is not possible. Unless and until you curse yourself, you pressurize yourself for 7-8 times. So the focus of passing this is practice, 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 practice. Never ending practice. If you do that, then you will find that you are the perfect person to give the exam and to pass. In the class also, when we will be discussing everything, you will find that you also come to know that kaun pass hone wala hai and who is going to fail. It is not that when the result come out, then we come to know that this student is going to pass, this student is going to fail. Believe me, 95% it is already known who is going to pass, who is not going to pass. So it's in the class only. You can create a scenario that you are the good student, you will pass. Your prior knowledge, whether you have done MCOM, MBA, CA, CMA, anything, not matter. आपने क्या पढ़ा है, कितना नॉलेज है, टेंशन नहीं है उसका. टेंशन केवल है whatever instruction I am giving, please follow that, because I know that how to make you pass. Just that you need to support me. मेरे को ये पता है कि आपको मेरे को पास कराने के लिए क्या कराना है. आपको मेरे को केवल साथ देना है, nothing else. Okay? Saroj, we have not started anything, nothing. Now, Saroj is a student who has given the case study exam already 2 times. So I meant to say, feeling very bad in front of Saroj that he has not passed. But believe me, last time when November 2016, Saroj gave exam, he don't deserve to pass. He has good knowledge. But you remember that, Saroj, you have not written any answer. So if somebody will not accepting my thought, then you cannot pass. Good evening, Saroj. Okay. Then in February, Saroj joined the class. He was writing the answers, but still he did not get the pass marks. He get 68. The pass marks is 80. Now, what went wrong? I am thinking that maybe, which is according to me, maybe Saroj is not covering the. Acha Saroj, when you got the result, in all the 4 skills, what they are writing, in technique, in business, in people, and in leadership, what your mark sheet is saying. Achha. Moderate in all. That means they are saying that you are good in all the skills, but it is not up to the mark to get the pass marks. Now, generally what I have seen that in management and strategic level, the students who are getting between 70 to 80, either they are getting this most of the times that they are moderate in all, or maybe the student in one skill is fail. So even though if the student will be getting more than 80, he cannot pass if he is declared fail. So I think that we need to work around these areas. And Saroj, I am telling you, we were 4 students gave the exam. Saroj, Ravi, then Devans, and then Aditi. Sorry, not Aditi, name was Neha. 4 students gave the exam last time. Those 2 are student. Those 2 were doing SEMA, sense operational level with us. They both passed. You analyze that they both passed and they both get equal 95. You didn't pass and Ravi. But I don't think so Ravi deserved to pass, because again he has not written the answer. So when you will not write the answer, you cannot pass. I just thought that you should be passing. So I mean to say, according to me, you have not passed. That is a question mark. Now, the materials P2, F2, E2. Have you covered that properly? Have you read that? Because can we make our technical much better than what we were? Okay. That type of study you can't do now. Anybody, whatever you were doing in your professional courses, because now we are not a student. So we cannot study say 5 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours. We will be able to study maximum 2 to 3 hours, maximum. In that we need to design our routine. But that is more than enough. First thing. Second thing is that we have already shared the link of institute material now. Wherever you will not be able to understand what I have written, you will be able to refer the institute material also. The link is given to you. Because my material is what? My material is basically short write-up of what is written in Seema Kaplan material. It's same only. It's just that somebody will see the material of Seema Kaplan, they are bulky, 1200 pages. So I have made it short, and if we read that, then we are covering the entire syllabus of Seema. But sometimes when we read through my material, and maybe we are not understanding a thing, then we need to refer the institute material to have a better understanding. And leadership fail. You are a leader only. Why leadership fail? Okay. About these skills, I am coming because Evo and Vikas may not be understanding what we are talking. So just give me half an hour, around 1 hour, 45 minutes to make them understand. You are a leader already, yaar. So why in the writing the leadership is not coming? Okay, don't worry, don't take tension, that I will say. In November it was strong. अच्छा ठीक है भाई. First of all, let me explain what is the thing. Then we are discussing along these lines what can be the problem with your write-up. Now these materials has been taken from the institute website only. What the institute is saying, this is released by the institute on 2nd February 2015. But maybe the date is 2nd February, but it was not there in 2015 in the institute website. I realized that, I found that in the institute website in 2016. You can say that 2015, the institute was running everything without any proper guidance. Okay, not a problem. This is a webinar done by the institute to make the student understood what is a case study exam, whether it's a operational level, whether it's a management level, whether it's a strategic level. So this is management level. If somebody will say what is the syllabus, in case study there is no syllabus. There is no syllabus. So there is no exact material for any case study, I will say. But there are many students at our level, those who are giving gateway exam, they treat that the gateway exam is different than the management case study. But for a normal student, it is a management case study. For those students who are getting the exemption, the same paper is called gateway exam. So as we discussed, Evo and Vikas, you both are exempt for E2, P2, F2. They are writing the same thing. That you have not given the exam for E2, P2, F2, 3 individual papers. Same is the case with Saroj also. Passed some subject few years ago. Maybe somebody is giving case study exam in 2017. But he cleared these E2, P2, F2 in 2014-13 only. There are students. So he is not conversant with the new syllabus of E2, P2, F2. So those students who have cleared the Seema E2, P2, F2, Before 2015, they are same like you. They have not studied the 3 subjects. Marks allocated based on competency framework. What is competency framework? We were just discussing. Saroj was saying, sir, leadership was failed. So what is that competency? It will take, after 10 minutes, I will be explaining you. Marks for integration. Again, when we discuss competency, at that time I will be discussing integration. Writing and typing skills. Generally, up till now, whatever exam we have given, it was copy pen based. Now the exam which we will be giving, it is a computer based. That is, you need to type. There is no numericals in the exam. Everything you need to type. Your typing speed according to institute should be 15 or 20 words in 1 minute. That is, I will say in 1 minute you should be able to type 1 line. That is more than enough. I think that speed we all have. Even though by looking at this keyboard, ABCD, you can look and you can type 15 words in 1 minute. So, institute is not looking at a typist. They are looking at managerial level managers. So, for that reason, they should have computer knowledge, basic. But we don't have experience of thinking and typing. Maybe while working, we are giving mails and all that. That experience we have. But from the exam point of view, thinking and typing we are not experienced to. That we need to develop. That can be developed through classes only. If you regularly work, regularly for these coming 40 days, whatever you will think, you will type on the screen, it will be better. That automatically will help you. Time management in the exam is very essential. Saroj has given the exam, he understands the importance of time management. How can we go with the time management? I am discussing. The integration, competency part, we are discussing. How to use knowledge from OT subjects in the case study exam, that is those who have studied F2, P2, E2 individually. They have given the exams for those papers. How they can use that in the exam, in the case study exam. You all have not given. Even though when you joined with us, we have given you the material of E2, P2, F2 subjects, which Saroj was saying that I have your material only. So my material is nothing. It's just the short synopsis of what is the institute material, what is our syllabus. If I will ask you that you need to study entire F2, P2, E2 from the institute material, nobody will study. When you see my material, it looks, हाँ भैया हम ये पढ़ सकते हैं. I will be able to do that. So just if I will say that those who have already studied E2, P2, F2 as a normal course material, the institute is saying that while giving case study exam, revise your stuff. For you have not read that, you need to read, that is what is there in the syllabus of E2, P2, F2. You should be knowing that there are 20 topics in F2. What is the course material? What is included in which topic? Mota moti a basic knowledge you should be having. No mug up, no nothing, just a basic knowledge. So if you have not done that, you have to do that in coming 40 days. I will be making a routine. How to analyze the pre-scene to prepare well for the exam. How to analyze the pre-scene will be done by me. How to analyze the pre-scene so that we can prepare well for the exam, that is my job. How to manage time during case study exam, that is again, I will be helping you how you can manage time in today's class only. How to interpret question requirements and plan relevant answers. In one question, there are different parts. So how to analyze that, what are the parts, what will be the time, how long you will be writing one part, answers and all that, that I will help you today only. How to demonstrate competencies, integrations, that is what the CMA is asking, that in the exam you need to show some competency level of different skills. How to cover that, that also we are covering in the today's class. These are written about the competency I am coming. About competency I am coming. It is saying that this is CMA syllabus entire. You already know that, and you are here, management case study. For a normal student who is doing CMA regular, normal way, he has given all these exams, E1, P1, F1, operational case study, E2, P2, F2, then he is giving the management case study. You all are exempt for all these 3 plus 1 plus 3. All the professional level 7 papers you are exempt. And you are straight away getting here, which is called gateway exam for professionally qualified students. So you are straight away getting the opportunity to this, but you have to have the knowledge of these three papers, basic understanding of E2, P2, F2. They are saying that, suppose I will say that your exam is of 100 marks, suppose. So in 100 marks, 39 marks related to technical skill. 39 marks is related to technical skill. 24 marks is related to business skill. 21 marks is related to people skill. And 16 marks is related to leadership skill. If I will say that your paper is of 100 marks, in 100 marks, 39 marks for technical, 24 marks for business, 21 marks for people, and 16 marks for leadership. Now, the question arises that what is technical, what is business, what is people, what is leadership? Okay. For having a discussion of this, we have to take one example. Do you know activity-based costing? Do you know activity-based costing? Any knowledge? Do you know activity-based costing? Please tell me. Yes or no? There is no concern. Whether you know it's well, you don't know it's very well, not a problem. Evo and Vikas, please tell me. Do you know activity-based costing? Okay, Evo say yes. Then, okay. Don't take tension. If you don't know, please be upfront. Have you read our pre-seen material? The BES, value chain. Have you read the pre-seen material applicable for May? Have you read the pre-seen material applicable for May? Evo saying yes, fully or partially. Vikas not yet. Saroj yes. Okay. So Evo and Saroj, what do you say? Whether the activity based costing is applicable for BES or not? Whether the activity based costing is applicable for BES or not? Since you have read the material, I am asking. I will be saying my point of view. Don't worry. Because you don't take tension. Let's increase the communication in the class, interaction in the class. So make a point. Think. Evo is saying, I don't think so. Now, please understand that. Please understand that. One thing. We can answer this question that whether activity based costing is applicable for BES or not only when we know that what is activity based costing and where it can be applied. What is activity based costing, where it can be applied. If this prior knowledge we don't have, we are not in a position to say that whether it can be applied for BES or not. So if suppose you all are saying that you have knowledge of activity based costing, कि activity based costing क्या है, you know this. That means you know that what is the meaning of activity based costing, in which situation it can be applied. That is called technical knowledge. That is called technical knowledge. That is called bookish knowledge. If you know this, that means you can score out of 139 marks easily. Because for 39 marks, you have to have that bookish knowledge. If you know that what is activity based costing, in which situation it can be applied, then it is said that don't take tension. I will be discussing so many things in the class. But first of all, what the SEMA is asking, understand. Don't take tension. In the class, feel comfort 100% okay. I am not Anytime saying that why you don't know this, you have to and all that, nothing like that. Always be upfront, sir, मेरे को ये नहीं मालूम है. Please explain. Sir, I know this. Communicate. That is essential. So I am saying that if we know what is activity-based costing, if you know where it can be applied, we have technical knowledge. You all three said that we have this knowledge. I am going second. Now, whether that what you know can be applied for BES or not, it's called business skill. Now, that's something is not written in book. Book is saying that this is ABC. Book is saying that ABC should be applied in these situations. But whether it can be applied for BES or not, it's called business skill. So application of your bookish knowledge in practical life, in the given situation, it's called business skill. Suppose I will say that yes, it can be applied. Suppose. Then comes the people skill. When I want to apply something which can be applied, which was not applied earlier, I need to change my setup. Okay, not a problem. I need to change my setup. I need to train my employees. I need to talk with them. I need to convince them. I need to communicate with them. Why we are applying the new method, new things, what will be the benefit, how can it apply and all that. That is called people skill. Whatever you want to do, you cannot do unless and until you properly communicate with all your staff. So you understand that suppose ABC is applicable for us, but just that business knowledge is not enough. You have to communicate. People skill means communication. Whether the other person is a IT person, the other person is a management accountant, financial accountant, manager, director, anybody. You have to talk. You have to communicate. For application of ABC in your organization, that is called people skill. And the last thing is leadership. We know technical, we have business acumen, we have analyzed that how it can be applied, it is applicable. We have talked with our board of directors and others. But what should be done first? Who will do what? Anything can be done only when if you lead from the front. कौन क्या करेगा? At what time? What instructions should be given to anybody? How this thing can be implemented? You need to lead from the front. That is called leadership skill. Leadership means whatever we have decided to be done, decision taking is also a leadership. Implementing that decision is a leadership. Giving instructions to others is a leadership. And controlling work of others is also called leadership. So with one example, you can cover all these four areas. Whatever we are studying in E2, P2, F2, maximum portion is technical, some part is leadership and people also. Because in E2 syllabus, there is a chapter, management, leadership. In E2 syllabus, there is chapter on motivation, employees, different types of policies. Those are related with leadership and people. Maybe even I don't remember exactly one and each point paragraph, and I don't want to. I don't able to remember what anybody has written, what anybody has defined. In exam, they are not asking that. But you need to understand the meaning of four competencies. And if you are not fulfilling these four competencies in the exam, we cannot pass. We have to, in our copy, show all these four skills. Believe me, I always say this. Don't you think so? This is actually life. In Indian courses, we are doing only technical. We are not at all doing any business, people or leadership skill. Because in Indian courses you have been given 5 questions. You need to answer. But those 5 questions are not related with any industry or like that. So Indian courses is only teaching technical. Maybe technical at a higher level, but the technical is only covering 25-30% of your life. It is not covering 70% portion. So that is the problem of Indian courses. And that is the problem that Indian courses are not famous in the globe. For that reason, these courses are famous in the globe. And the thinking process by which these courses has been designed is fantastic. Except money, especially in SEMA. Nobody is teaching like this. Nobody is covering the whole thing like this. What a fantastic thought is given to exam. That the person who will be giving exam should not be think that he should have the bookish knowledge only. How can he apply that knowledge in the life? That is tested in the exam. Passing or failing is secondary. But the knowledge which the institute is imparting, giving is par excellence. And there is no doubt in this. Nobody can say that this is not so logical. This is 100% logical. Now, whenever we are giving exam, we are getting question. We don't have to bother our brain. What is the technical part in this? What is the business skill? What is people? Till the time we are writing a perfect answer, all the skills will be covered. But since SEMA Institute is saying that we need to know these skills and we need to show our competence in these skills, for that reason we are discussing this. Are you getting my point? Business, technical, people and leadership. But don't tax your brain in every question. इसमें people इसके लिए सब क्या है, ये ध्यान नहीं देना है. क्योंकि when we write perfect answer, proper answer, all the skills will be covered automatically. Vikas, Evo, are you getting? Because Saroj already know these skills. Evo, yeah. Because we have to understand, otherwise always you will think that what man mean these skills, competencies, what is that? That is skills or competencies, SEMA is testing. Now the problem is that if I will say that the exam is of 100 marks, then I have said that 39, 24, 21, 16 marks. Out of 100 you need to score 53. To pass you need to score out of 100 53. The pass marks is 53%. But suppose in technical skill you score 39 out of 39. And in business you score 24 out of 24. It is already greater than 53. But fail. Maybe you have scored 60. But no pass. Because in any skill you have to score minimum threshold limit. And that minimum threshold limit is 1/3. Out of 16, 1/3 I need to score around 5.5. Out of 21 I need to score 1/3 around 7. So 5.5 and 7, if I am not scoring in these two skills, even though I am scoring 39 plus 24 greater than 53, I will be declared fail. And suppose I will score 1/3 in everything. 39 1/3 is 13, 24 1/3 is 8, 21 1/3 is 7, 16 1/3 is 5 point this. But the total 1/3, 100 into 1/3 is 33 only. So it will not give the pass marks. Because I need to score 53. So if there are two criteria for passing. One is, in each skill we need to score 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 at least. And in combined we need to score 53. Then only we will be declared pass. So the students are failing due to two reasons. Either they are scoring 1/3 in all the four, but still they are not able to score 53. Or they are scoring 60, but in one of the skill competency they are getting less than 1/3. So even though 60, they will be declared fail. Now, somebody will say that how it will be tested, that how much is technical in any question. Believe me, whether we sit 10 persons for 10 hours, in a question you cannot say that what is exactly the marks for technical, because there will be 4 questions and combining 4 questions in entire paper there will be 39 marks. We cannot say that in which question Their each technical marks is this much. You can say mota moti, average. But when the examiner is checking, the examiner first of all sit with the question paper and they all discuss at length then which area includes technical marks, how much for what point. They jot down all those points and then that is distributed to all the examiner, that we are going to analyze the question paper answer sheet of the students in different portions of the question paper. This one is for technical marks. And if the student is covering these things, he will be given marks. So everybody's paper will be checked along those lines. So maybe when we discuss, we may have 5%, 10% different views, but the examiner have one unanimous view and then they check the copies. So we as a normal person, or you can say maybe having sound knowledge, but there is subjectivity in analyzing which question includes how much technical, how much business and all that. So why to tax our brain in that area in which we don't get the conformity? Okay. Now, the exam will be of 150 marks. It is not 100 marks. Total will be 150 marks. And in 150, student need to score 80. 80 divided by 150 comes 53%. What happens? Suppose, Evo, you have given the exam. I am examiner. I am giving you marks on 100. Suppose you score on 100, 60. When the results will be announced to you, it will become 90. Because in 100 you have scored 60. So in 150 it is 90. So the examiner are marking the answer sheet on the basis of 100 marks paper, but the students are given the results on the basis of 150 marks paper. So in 150 we need to score 80. Indirectly it is coming 53 out of 100. Now, on the basis of our pre-seen material, that is BES, on the basis of our pre-seen material, that is BES, there will be 5 sets of papers in the exam. 5 sets of papers. Those 5 sets of papers are called variant. Variant 1, variant 2, variant 3, variant 4, variant 5. In every exam, on the basis of the pre-seen material, there will be 5 sets of papers. Technically, they are named by SEMA 5 variants. The exam date is, I think, 18th or 19th of May to 23rd of May. What is the exam date? Do you remember? Let me check. It is basically 16th of May to 28th of May. 16th of May to 28th of May because it held from Tuesday to Saturday. 16th is Tuesday, 28th is Saturday, 16th to 20th. Anybody can give exam on any day. And in a day, there are different slots. Maybe say from the morning 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock till evening 7 to 8 o'clock. You can book your exam on any day, any time. But for 16th May, the last date of submission of exam form is 1st May. Because it is 15 days before the exam date. So you have to fill up your exam form maximum by 1st May. I will suggest you complete it within April. That is between 25th or 30th April, please finish your exam form. Because sometimes it happens that the students say that it is not showing that how to fill up the exam form. Because they started filling the exam form on 2nd of May. There is no way that you can fill up the exam form after 1st May. So you should fill up the exam form between 25th to 30th of April. It's upon you which day you want to select, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's upon you. Okay. Now, on 16th, there are students giving exam from entire world in 193 countries. When student sit for the exam on the computer screen, he will click enter, he will get his name printed, and then he will get any one of the variant. Any one of the question paper he will get. It is by luck or by chance. Out of 5 sets of papers, you will get any set of paper on any day, on any time. It is actually a lottery. 5 papers are already there in the system. Once you click enter, you will get any one variant. The problem is that all those variants are not of the same standard. Some variants are difficult, some are easy, some are moderate. Who will decide that this is easy, difficult or moderate? The examiner committee, before the exam only. So in an easy variant, the student need to score more to pass. In a difficult variant, the student need to score less to pass. If I will say 53 out of 100, generally we say that in an easy variant you need to score 60, 65 to pass. But in a difficult variance, if you are scoring 45 also, then also you may pass. That is what they are doing. Whatever marks you will obtain out of 100, the examiner will multiply, not examiner, the software will multiply your marks with a weight. In a difficult variant, the weight is 110%, 120%. In an easy variant, the weight is, in a difficult variant, in an easy variant, the weight is 80%, 85%. So in an easy variant, whatever you score, it will be multiplied with 85%. And in a difficult variance, whatever you actually score, it will be multiplied with 110, 115%. So your weighted average marks is 53 out of 100. So I should not say that it is 53. It varies. I should say that it is around 45 to 65 to 70%. For some of the variant, it is 45%. For some of the variant, it may be 65, 68%. So if we get an easy variant, it is not that कि easy mila to pass होएंगे ही. And if we are getting difficult variant, it is not that it is difficult you cannot pass. The difficulty and easiness or toughness decided by the institute authority. Before the exam on 16th, before the exam, it is feeded in the computer system. So whatever marks you will get, it will be automatically multiplied by the weighted average, and then you will get the weighted average marks. Now, since SEMA exam is happening for, this is the 10th term that the exam will be happening, there are so many problems that students from different countries come together, create WhatsApp group and all that, everything. There is huge thing going on. And in the WhatsApp group, suppose Evo is there, Saroj is there. Evo has given exam on 16th. Evo get the variant number 2. Okay. Now Saroj will be giving exam on 17th. So Evo in the WhatsApp group updating that, what are the questions Evo got in the second variant. So if Saroj will get on 17th the second variant only, it's a golden thing. But according to me, it is nothing. Why? That is I am saying. As Saroj has given exam, Saroj will understand better this. I will be making you understand this one in half an hour. The exams, the questions are not of 2 lines. The questions are of 2-3 pages. They are creating a story. And in different paragraphs, they are writing different things. So once you give the exam, and all the 4 questions you have answered, just after the exam is over, you come out of the exam hall, 80% you don't able to remember. It is mixed match. So you are able to say only what? ABC came. Direct product profitability statement came. अरे अगर ये आया तो ये तो आपने पढ़ा ही होगा. If I am teaching in the class and it is about a value retail shop, if I will not teach you direct product profitability, then what I am teaching you in the class? So if Evo will tell to Saroj कि direct product profitability statement came in the exam, Saroj is not getting any benefit. Because direct product profitability is already stated in the class, discussed in the class at length. The most important part is that what they have written relating to the entire story. What was written in different paragraphs, What was exactly the question? Then we can say that Evo can help slightly to Saroj. But just by saying that direct profitability came, financial analysis came, or this IES came, what benefit? No. Because that is just giving you technical 39% marks. And that is actually creating more problem. Because then Saroj is not thinking about other things, just thinking about DPP. And variant 2 actually did not came for Saroj. Some other variant came. It's a bigger problem. Because he has made in mind for variant 2 only. So, it's that according to me, there is no advantage of doing all these bogus things. This is not going to give benefit. Whatever variant came, the other student cannot help you at all. You have to be perfectly prepared, then only you can handle the exam. So these all story comes, these are relating to past, these are relating to paper story, which we should know. That what is actually SEMA exam. Okay. I just always think that whenever I tell this story to students in the first class, I think that what a fantastic structure they have done. It's a 193 countries exam. They are concerned with ethical conduct. They are concerned with integrity. They are concerned with objectivity. How they have structured everything. Fantastic. I don't think so. Any institute can think beyond these lines. Whatever may be the value of SEMA, but the course structure and everything is fantastic. What I should say, I don't have words to explain. That even though if somebody knows what paper came, he will not get any benefit. And still 5 variants are there. How many variants you will come to know? Okay. Now they are saying that in the management level, you are the finance manager of the company. You are not any student in the exam. You are the finance manager of the company. So we need to go into shoes of a finance manager and need to think from finance manager point of view that what job a finance manager do in the company. What he actually do. What is the job of a finance manager? Can we say that he help board of directors? Can we say that he help board of directors to take decisions? Can we say that he take decisions also? What do you say? A finance manager takes decision or finance manager help the board of directors to take decision? That is, a finance manager is not the decision maker generally, if I will say. Senior finance manager, CFO, CEO, board of directors, executive directors are the decision maker. You are working under him. So you are not the decision maker. But you help your board of directors in taking decision. You help your different departments under you because you are the finance manager of the company. So whether there may be a problem in HR, in IT, in supply chain or anything, you will help them. You are a middleman. In a company we say that there is a strategic level, there is management level, there is operational level. For that reason, the name of the SEMA course levels is operational management is strategic. So you are taking instructions from the strategic level managers and those instructions you are implementing on the operational level staff. That is your job. So many a times you need to think from operational angle, day-to-day affairs, or many a times you need to think from a strategic angle also. When the board of directors asking you to to help them for a long-term decision 5 years, 4 years, 3 years down the road. For that reason in our syllabus, we have in P2 syllabus, performance evaluation, capital budgeting, NPV, IRR, project needs to be decided whether it should be done or not for 5 years, for 10 years. And we have in E2, in P2, in F2, the basic day-to-day affairs also, that is operational level. So we say that we are the middleman and we need to work like that. We can help the entire organization on the basis of our position in the organization. That they are communicating, that they are saying. So they are saying that when you are writing in the exam, don't think that it's an answer to a question you are writing. Till the time you don't remove from your mind you are a student giving answer to a question, the write-up will not be good. Once you start thinking that you are working in this company BES as a finance manager, and everybody who is working with you, the board of directors, everybody, they are your friends, they are your colleagues, they are your boss, and you are replying them, you are helping them, then the write-up will be at a different level. So it's not an exam, it's what you are working. Evo, you are already working 5-7 years. Saroj, you are already working for 5-7-10 years. So you both know that how to work in an environment practically. So they are asking that this is not an exam for which you are writing the answer. This is actually an organization, BES, in which you are working as a finance manager and you need to fulfill your job requirement. Identify what your line manager's audience want from you. That is, line manager's audience means those who are working under you, those who are below you, what they are asking from you, what they want help from you, how you can help them, how you can train them, that you need to think. Remember why you are supplying this information. If in your organization somebody is asking you to do something for him, either your boss or board of director or your colleague or anybody, then whatever you will help him, you will think that कि ये उसको फायदा देगा कि नहीं, whether he will get the benefit from your saying or not, you will think in that direction. So they are saying that while writing the answer, think along those lines. Don't write anything which is not relevant. Always correlate with the relevancy what has been asked to you. Put how you are going to communicate, that is people skill. Maybe something you know that this should be done. But if you cannot communicate, what is the benefit of your knowing? So communicate properly. Consider what the impact may be for other parts of the business. Because you have to work like a finance manager. If you are saying something, some suggestion for a particular department, how it is going to affect the entire organization, other departments, or if you are saying for the benefit of your company, how it is going to affect the environment, that also you need to think. Consider what long-term measures can be taken for driving performance. Since you are the finance manager, so if you are finding anything wrong going correct, how that can be improved so that you will be able to help the organization for long-term growth, sustainability of the organization. They are saying that what is technical business people skill. With the English you can interfere many things, but I have already said that what is technical business people skill. Why case study exam? The institute is saying assessing what you can do. That is, with books, F2, P2, E2 you have understood technically. But whether you can apply that in the life, whether you can use those things in working environment practically, for that reason the case study exam. Assessing competitiveness, assessing integration. Integration means what? Maybe suppose there are two types of integration. First is that one question generally will be testing all these competencies. So if you are not covering all the 4 parts, it means integration is lacking. Second integration is, suppose your question is focusing on E2 portion, on F2 portion, or on P2 portion. Try to integrate all the 3 subjects. Generally the integration marks are awarded freely. They are the entire paper, there are 3, 4, 5 marks for integration. So if we cover all the competencies and if we cover all the 3 pillars, the integration we are doing. Because in life, the decision cannot be taken only on the basis of profit or loss. We need to think about effect on the employees, effect on the general public. We need to think about effect on the environment. So when we think on different angles, then the integration comes. Assessing what can be assessed in OT exams, that is, we are not going into that. What is OT exams? Key features of the case study: time gate, closes after allocation time elapses. That is what they are saying. In management case study, you will get generally 4 questions. In each variant, 4 questions. In each variant, all 5 papers, Generally 4 questions each. When you will be starting your exam, suppose the time starts at 20:51. So 20:51 your first question starts. Say assume that total is 3 hours 180 minutes. For each question it is 45 minutes. They will say for this question how much minutes. So I am saying that suppose is question 45. So when it is starting at 20:51, it will finish after 45 minutes. You are forced to go into the second question. And now you cannot come back to the first question. Once first question time is over, that is over. Second time is over, that is over. Third time is over, that is over. Fourth time is over, paper finish. That's all. You are not allowed to go back in between. The reason is that just the practicality. They are saying that if today you have been asked to do something and you have done that, tomorrow you cannot say that I want to rectify that. That doesn't happen in practical life. Whatever is said to you, you need to complete that at that time only. For that reason, we want to say that it is more practical. That is called time gate close. That is for every question there is a time gap. That time gap over, the question is automatically over. Now suppose the first question is 45 minutes and you have completed your write-up in 40 minutes. So you are not interested in writing further. You want to go into the second one. You can go. But the 5 minutes which you saved in the first one cannot be utilized in the second one. So it is better not to complete earlier. When it is automatically getting over, then you are forced to go in the second one. Generally we say that आपको पूरा time use करना है. वैसे Saroj will tell that never it happens that in 45 minutes it will complete. You always want that some 2-3 minutes would have been more, would be better. So that question doesn't arise. Automatically always we are forced to go into the second question, into the third question. That is called time gap. No specific requirement to calculate, hence no specific marks for calculations. That is, you are not required to calculate NPV, IRR. You are not required to prepare balance sheet, PL account. Numericals are not there. All the ratios and all that for writing your write-up, you need to remember the ratios, calculate beforehand in our classes only. So that you can straight away quote these ratios in the exam. Because why the material has been given to you 40 days earlier. Ki whatever calculation is required, do before your hand. Remember those calculations and use that in the exam. So calculation is not involved in the exam. Generally the calculators are not required. No specific marks for industry research. Suppose this is a value store shop. You have done the research for 10 days and for further 30 days also you are doing a research. You are master in value store shop. But that will not give you the pass marks. We are not saying that master of industry will help you to pass. Obviously, basic knowledge of industry is required. But not beyond a level research will help you. You have to go into the scenario what they are asking and write the answer. So, too much research about the industry is not good. Exam window and 5 variants are completely random, which I said. Human mark 0 to 150, round 60 with passing score 80. Round 60 means maybe in a easy variant it is round 60, maybe in a difficult variant it is 50% only. So they are saying that 80 is the pass mark, 80 by 150 comes around 53%. Self-assessment, how to cover the knowledge gap, which I said, the notes which I have given to you already, you should be reading those notes, that you should be knowing your syllabus. 2010 past papers via SEMA Connect, I don't think so they will help. Just that in earlier syllabus, there were questions of 25 marks, but those were more numerical type. So I don't think so that is much help, even though they have written, but I don't think so. SEMA Kaplan exam practice kit. Obviously those SEMA Kaplan exam practice kit we are purchasing. And we are sharing with you in the class, we are doing some mock paper with that only because SEMA is the certified publisher by the SEMA Institute Kaplan. So we should be getting materials from them and we should be using in the class. So we are using that, so you don't have to buy that separately. Aptitude within SEMA study test, that is SEMA aptitude and SEMA Kaplan. Many a times I have seen that the same thing is written there. I have wasted my money I have purchased the SEMA Kaplan, then I purchase SEMA aptitude, I realize that comma, full stop, everything same written. But I have already paid 60 pound, 100 pound many a times. So I don't think so these separate things should be purchased, because they are covering the same thing and just a waste of money. But anyhow, those things we are purchasing for all of you. So you don't have to buy any of these things, we will help you. SEMA Kaplan is study text, the link I have already shared with you. Yeah, because I am using their materials. Actually, we say that world is very small. So it's actually in the entire world copy paste is going on. Okay. I am not saying that I am good or bad. I am just saying that whether you open BPP, whether you open Kaplan, whether you open SEMA study text, whether you open Econ, whether you open anybody, there are so many, Astranti, anything. There are many. Everybody is doing copy paste from here and there. This entire thing is going on. But I think that in place of copy paste, maybe suppose I am liking something, I am using in my material, that is okay. I need to understand that from the deep of my heart. If I will be able to understand, communicate, it is well. We can use everything, and I mean to say that they are so costly. If we purchase Kaplan, Astranti, so if I will purchase all these things, I think that I will not be able to earn even a single rupee from my classes. So I cannot purchase everything. So I have analyzed on my own what is good, what is bad, what should be purchased, what can help to my student, what can help me. I have analyzed everything. No further analysis required. I have done all these things to the bottom of my heart. So for that thing I am saying that if you will purchase all these things, you will be wasting your money. In the class, I will be using everything which should be used. Okay? And we are already the learning partners. Many things we are getting from the institute free. Many things. Because we are already paying the annual subscription to the institute. So for that reason, the institute is bound to share the materials with us. For helping you all that you will pass. So for that reason, there are some things which you will never get. That is not available with money. That is available only to learning partners. So for that reason, I am using many materials, but still we are doing huge research about the industry. I have hired persons for doing the research, those who are charging good amount of money, because it's not only management case study, operational management is strategic. How much study I will do, you can understand, one man. So for that reason, I have to hire persons. So they are helping me in industry analysis and all that. And then we are taking a class. Why I have not shared all the 10 classes material with you now only? I don't have. They are under preparation. Regular work is going on. So I cannot share all the materials with you. I will be updating the material regularly. And these 1 month are very tough time for me. Because you understand that I am also married. And along with the other papers which are going, this is extra task for 1 month, every year 4 months. So it cannot be done by one person because the time doesn't permit. In a day, 24 hours. And believe me, I am working 17 to 18 hours. It's just that 6 hours I am sleeping. And during that 6 hours, family time is there, nothing else. So that much time also is not enough to prepare all the notes for all the 3 case study. So as a human being, I should say that nobody can say that, sir, you have copied from here. The copy has not been done just for the sake of doing the class. There are so many things, so research has been done to understand that logic, correlating with the subject. There is huge study we are doing, then we are teaching in the class. Some things, sometime you will realize that this is from there. Believe me, maybe from there. I am not denying from that fact. But there is logic which I will be explaining you for everything in the class. There is no doubt in that. And those things are available from 2016. In 2015, 4 terms, no material were available in the market. And I worked like, donkey for all the 3 case studies for 4 terms, not getting anything from anywhere. Even the institute was not helping. Now though there are players in the market who are developing the material, but at that time we started teaching. I am people. They say that this is very challenging, sir. You are managing, but they have a different type of setup for IAM case studies. It is difficult than IAM case studies. There were faculties who were teaching in 2015 with me for some of the classes, 3-4 classes. But the students said that, sir, we don't want anybody. Please, you teach us. They are knowledgeable than me, having practical exposure. But teaching with a proper sense to make you pass is not all practical. It is very much related with, I need to go into your shoes. So for that reason, we have stopped taking other faculties help directly in the class, but the other faculties are helping internally, not as external faculty. So what is pre-seen? That is pre-seen material which we say that about a particular industry, about your position in the organization, about the industry background, about the background of the company, about the organization structure of the company, about the financials of the company, about the product market of the company, about the competitors of the company, about the news clips, articles about the industry. These are the things, whether it's operational, whether it's management, whether it's strategic. These are the things which they cover in the case study. Whenever we read any pre-seen material, we enjoy a lot. Whenever I read any. And every time I am thinking that, chalo, this term again, 3 industry new knowledge. Because anyhow I am not going to study any industry. So whatever we are studying, whatever you will be studying, you will be able to apply that knowledge in the industry. It is fantastic. That is the interesting part. Whether it's a one student, I will be teaching always all the 3 case studies. Because that give me joy. That help my knowledge to increase. Otherwise all other papers which I am teaching, that is same only. 15 also, 16 also, 17 also, 18, 19. This is the time when we enjoy. Teaching is enjoyment. Teaching the case study class. So they are saying that in the exam, like suppose when you open the paper, it will be showing your screen like this. 1, 2, 3, 4 questions, 4 tasks. And first task is 55 minutes, 50 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. It can be 45 minutes each also. So once you go in the next page, the first question will open. What will be in the first case question? You see, understand, before going into first question, remember word by word. I think remember word by word can be possible if we read the pre-seen material 3 to 4 times. We don't have to read the pre-seen material at a time 30 pages. Make a routine that every day you will be reading 3-4 pages. Till 40 days will elapse, that is till 16th. Every day you will read 3-4 pages of the pre-seen. And you will underline something, you will write something, write where? Not on the page, on the screen. Whatever you think about the pre-seen, about a page which you have written, whatever your thinking process develop, write on the screen. It will help you double. You are reading the pre-seen, you are thinking something, and you are started typing and writing. So it will help you in the exam to type more and more. You will be able to give your entire feeling in the exam. But if you write on a paper, sheet and all that, in the exam you will face problem. So remember word by word. I always say that maybe I don't exactly remember who is our CEO, who is our CFO, but you need to remember. Maybe I don't remember what is our revenue, what is our cost of sale. You need to remember because you are studying only one case study. Every time only one. I am working on 3 case studies. So I tend to forget figures, I mix match. कभी ऑपरेशनल का मैनेजमेंट में, कभी स्ट्रेटेजिक ऑपरेशनल में ऐसा हो जाता है. But you are studying one. So you should be always remembering everything whatever is written. Industry analysis I will be doing with you in today's class, in the next day class, that you need to understand what industry analysis, and on that basis, if you want to do further research, it's okay. But don't do overdo. Predict what examiner will ask, you don't have to do, I will ask. You think in the 7-8 classes what examiner can ask, then one day will be given to you. You can ask anything, whatever you feel. In the exam, just after that screen 1, 2, 3, 4, 50 minutes. So this is 50 minutes started. The first question. What is saying that in the screen in the exam you will get this type of a screen. In this screen it is saying candidate name. Your name will always be written on the top. Suppose Ivo Fernandez. Suppose Saroj Kumar Padi. It is written here. Then it is scratch pad. If you click this, for the timing it is not clickable because it is screenshot only. Scratch pad, if you click, the scratch pad will open. You can write anything. That is called rough page. In place of this scratch pad, there is a slate which they will give. You can write there also. But in case study exam, use always this. Because it is said that the examiner, if you have written something in the scratch pad, they refer that for giving the marks. If you go rule wise, it is said that in the SEMA Institute rule book, whatever you are writing in scratch pad, they are not valued. But we have gone into SEMA meeting and all that, and the faculties of SEMA are saying that the institute is analyzing what is written in scratch pad, and if it is written sense, they give the marks. But I will say that don't leave whatever you have written in scratch pad. Please try to copy it in your main sheet. Don't think that they will give the marks. You should always go by rule. But if you have written in scratch pad and you have not been able to write in the main pad, maybe they will get the marks. Calculator. Generally in case study exam, calculator is not, if you click, you will get the calculator. You can take your physical calculator, no problem. But the on-screen calculator you may also get. Then it is written reference material. Reference material means maybe relating to this theory. There is a budget prepared by them. There is a financial analysis 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 cash flow prepared by them. When you click this, you will get that reference material. The reference material will be there in the next page also. But when you click this, you will get the reference material which is related with this write-up. Pre-scene. That is the material which is already given to us, BES. That pre-scene material, whenever you click, you will get that. But whatever is written in the reference material or pre-scene material, you cannot do copy-paste. If you want to use anything written there, you need to type in the main screen only. Copy-paste function from reference material or pre-scene is not given intentionally. Then this is a write-up, which is the question, which is saying time remaining on the top screen 51 minutes was there. Once this was opened, the the counting it starts, and once 50 minutes is over, it will finish. Position within total number of screens in a section. Position within total number of screens in a section. Positions within total, this is actually how much money, I mean to say which number is that, you can say. In the screen, how many numbers are there. Previous button to see earlier, that is previous, you can go previous page. Next, you can go next page. But in the first question, you cannot go next to the second question. Unless and until 50 minutes is not over, you will not get the next question. It is saying that next button to access screen, reference material buttons will always be at the top of the screen. Candidate will never need to scroll down. That is, if you scroll down, you can get, but if you click the reference material, you will get that. And this is a mail basically given by one person to a finance manager, you, about some problem, about some issue, about some opportunity, and they are asking some questions from you. There are 4 bullets. Generally, we say that when there are 4 bullets, they are asking within one question 4 requirements. So this is your answer sheet. You will type here. The options available: cut, copy, paste, undo, redo, bold, italics, underline. That's all. No other option. Cut copy means whatever you have written in this page. If you are going in the next page, you can cut copy whatever you have written. But the cut copy is not available from reference material and pre-scene material. Then undo, redo whatever you have written, that is basic function. Bold, italics and underline. Should we use all these? Do we require all these, Saroj? What do you say? Do we require all these functions? Which one? I think copy paste is required because sometimes you want to write something from previous page to the next page. Undo, redo, you can delete also, I think. Bold italics is required. You use that. Because I think that when we go into bold italics and all that, it is actually reducing the speed with which we are writing. I think that. If I would be there in the exam, I would not be using bold italics and all that. Because I want to write more and more. You are wasting your time. Not required, believe me. When we read their answer, they have not done any bold italics or anything. Why? Because you will go click that and then you will take, then again you will click hatayenge. It will take time now. Not required. You can just small paragraphs, that is more than enough. I think so. If I would be there, I would not be using any of the function other than copy paste. Because I know that when I will be writing the answers, something I need to copy sometimes from my one page to another page. So that's the only thing I should be doing. It is saying that 2 warnings to click through before candidate proceed to next. When you click next, it will not take you to the next page. When you click next 2 times, then only it will take. Why? It is just saying that maybe you can waste time for that reason. They are saying that on an average 15-20 words, if you can type faster, it is very bad. So we need to try faster typing. They are saying that it will help not only in the exams. If you can type faster, it will help not only in the exams. Means what? It is not saying that it is not help. According to me, if you can type faster, it is good. Because you can write more. But not that the length of the answer is very important. That is the exhibit, or you can say something they have written in reference material. What they are saying here, 1 task, write a report, 2 requirement, change management issues, marketing implications. They are saying that when you are reading the questions, you read carefully what are the things they are asking. What are the number of requirements or tasks. Change management is a task, marketing implications is a task. So once you understand that they are asking 2 things, then you will be writing about both the things. Because if you read the question not carefully, and you focus that they are asking only change management, you write about that, you are not covering market implications, then the problem will be arising. So they are saying that read the questions carefully. Obviously, if you don't understand what is asked, how can you write the correct answer? Who were able to link the scenario into their answer generally score well. An answer which simply reproduced knowledge without application to the specific situation score few marks. That is, you are not applying your technical knowledge to the business context, to the scenario. Marks will be very less. Make sure that you answer all the requirements. Whatever the requirements, don't forget to write answers for all the requirement. Can I tell whether the question is looking for business and all that? I can, not by 100%. By mota moti, for that reason, these are the analysis done. But I don't think so during the exam time, you will be able to do all these analysis. Because if you think from technical and all that, they've written everything. Maybe they are writing this topic, but believe me, it is not 100% sure. Aim to respond to the requirement considering all competencies as appropriate to the question requirement and or syllabus. That is, you write proper answer. Markers will not be making decisions or applying marks against competencies. If a student answer what is asked, they will pass. There is no over different in what could earn marks or answering the question. That is, if you answer the question, automatically it will give you the marks. What is asked, what are the competencies and all that. You just focus on what is asked. The main problem where candidates failing to answer what was asked and writing everything they know on the topic being asked about, and candidates using completely irrelevant models, irrelevant thing they are asking. कि ये सोच रहे मॉडल क्या है, ये क्या है, in place of what is to be written. Knowledge from other subjects, same level, answer the question requirement fluent and business appropriate answer, integration happens. There were 3 marks available for integration, 3 or 4, that is covering all the 3 pillars, covering all the 4 competencies that is required. This way the marker marks you. Technical, business, people, leadership, integration, total. So in all the competency you need to score 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 at least. And the total should be 50% to 65%. 39, 24, 21 is the total marks. What would a good answer like? Correctly interpreted questions, answer the question set all requirements, logical, demonstrate understanding of theory and principles, that is your bookish knowledge and the practical application of that, conform to the format, short, concise sentence. Don't try to write bigger sentence, tough English, difficult English, which can, which affect the interpretation of what you are writing. Headings and subheadings. Headings and subheadings, like Saroj was saying, कि for headings and subheadings bold is required, but what they have answered it in, they have not done any bold or something. I will show you. Short paragraph and make a separate paragraph for each thing which you want to say. Selective underline that they are suggesting, but I think no underline required. During the time of exam, you need to read the trigger. You need to read first page, reference material. So there are 2-3 pages you need to read. Then you need to understand what is being asked, different requirements. You need to think that under those different requirements, what you will be writing, and then you will write and complete. These all things you will be doing. Suppose first question 50 minutes. We say that generally reading time is around 5 to 7 minutes. Then understanding the requirement and planning the answer will take another 5 to 7 minutes. So around in a 50 marks question, 10 to 15 minutes already gone in planning, reading, understanding everything. So you will get 35 minutes to write the answer. Now in 35 minutes, you have to write how much? If I will say one line in 1 minute, so 35 minutes, you need to write 35 lines. That is a moti average. If you can write more slightly, in 35 minutes, you can write 1.25 lines, 1.5 lines, it is more than enough. That is, you will be writing 50 lines. In 50 lines, you will be taking around 10 paragraphs. 10 paragraphs for what? Maybe in the question there are 4 requirements. First question, 4 things they are asking. For each thing you are writing 2-3 paragraphs, 2-3 paragraphs, 2-3 paragraphs. Maybe the 4 things, out of 4 things, 2 things are lengthy. Balance 2 things are less. So 2 things you are writing 4 paragraph. And for one thing you are writing only 1 paragraph. That you need to think. You need to analyze. कि यहाँ पर what you need to write. If you cover what is they are asking, all skills will be covered automatically. Write simple sentences, small paragraph, change for everything, whatever your thought changes, change the paragraph. Because it is said that if you write everything in 1 paragraph, examiner will think that you have not covered everything. But if you write different aspect in different paragraphs, hello. Since there are no attendees in the class, for the time being I am not saying anything. Let everybody join, then we will start. हेलो हेलो। वहां पर लिजेड बड़ा वाला लिजेड, भाई गॉड। अरे हम बोल रहे देखो बाहर आ जाएगा, अभी लगो अंदर घुसा हुआ है, मत हाथ लगाना बोलती। हमको तो लगाना पड़ता है। लगा लिया। Welcome back. Actually, exactly at the same time, both of you were out of the screen. So I was not saying anything for last 5-7 minutes. Now can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Saroj, please reply. Saroj, can you hear me? Saroj, can you hear me? Please reply, Saroj. Saroj, can you reply? Please hear me. Saroj, are you there? Saroj, are you there? Please reply. Hello. Hello, Saroj. Saroj, are you there? Please communicate. Okay. So can you hear me 100%? So we were saying that how we will divide our 50 minutes or whatever the time given in the question in reading, writing, planning the answer, writing the answer. We were discussing that everything we need to do within the given time frame. So if we read the trigger properly, we understand the requirement, we plan our answers for different requirement, we will write the answer, and if time permits we can check. Generally checking the answers, the time is not there. You know that. So use 1/3 of time for available plan to cover all aspects, and there are 3 areas in which you can concentrate. The on screen scratch pad, wipe clean notepad, the space available for presenting your answers. That is, if I mean to say that you will not focus on underline, bold and all that, it will be better. Because they are not writing the model answers by that. Whatever the verb, I will say that generally they are important. Explain, discuss, advise and recommend. Recommend is leadership skill. Explain is what, why. Discuss means giving for and against argument. And advise means what is your advice, that is also a leadership clause, leadership verb. So wherever advise and recommend is there, that is actually talking about leadership. It is better if I will go into answer of a student. That is, we analyze generally in the class, so that we will be able to understand. Evo, not a problem. I think you both are from Mumbai. You both are from Mumbai. Bangalore. And Evo, also you are from Bangalore. Mumbai. Then why the internet problem at a time at both places? Okay, not an issue. So before I mean to say for a discussion in our case study, I should show you the answer of a student which is evaluated by the institute, and what marks the student has got on that evaluation. It is saying that, please see here, Evo, this is important for you. Saroj already know. a walkthrough of a real answer to the management case study exam of February 2016. That is, this is actually the answer script of a student for February 2016 paper, and the student got pass marks around 90, 95 or 100. So they are analyzing his script and helping the student that how can you say that why he got the pass marks, what are the criteria. As part of an ongoing drive to improve support to CMA students, we have published a new exam resource. The following document takes you through a real student script from February 2016 case study examination. The answer has been transcribed, anonymized and annotated with observation on strong performance and some areas where performance could be improved upon. 1 second. Passing standard illustrated. The script was selected to demonstrate a comfortable passing standard, having earned score 90s. Like two students in management level scored 95. It shows one of many ways in which a candidate would demonstrate sufficient competence to earn such a pass. Please note it is not a perfect answer. And even whatever the suggested answer by the institute, they are also written as not perfect. You can write better than whatever the institute has written, nor the only one which could be written. However, a walkthrough will provide you an idea of what a strong answer should look like. How to use the resource. To get the full benefit of the resource, you should download the February case study pre-scene, which we are not doing because it is more than enough to study our case study. This candidate was answering so that you have the context. You could also review the exam report, the marking guide and all that, in which we are not going. Before looking at the real answer script in depth, it's worth reviewing the key features required to produce a good answer. A clear passing answer will demonstrate various features such as evidence of planning a good layout and structure which make it easy to follow the discussion, an answer which responds appropriately to the task in the format and from the perspective of persona described for the management case study. The length of the answer will vary depending upon various aspects, but remember, examiner is looking for quality rather than quantity. A long answer does not necessarily equate to the better answer. However, if your answer is very too short, brief, you may not be able to provide enough detail for the examiner to give you proper marks. Use the time given for each task as a guide to how much you write. For example, in section 1 of your exam script, there are 25 marks available because maybe that was 45 minutes, which equates to 1/4 of your exam, 45 minutes. Because if it is 50 minutes, we say that 180 minutes for 100 marks. 180 minutes for 100 marks. So it is 1.8 minutes for 1 marks. So if it is 25 marks, that is, it is 45 minutes, that is, out of 180, it is 25% time is going in this. So it is 25 marks. In this case, there are 2 requirements equating to 4 tasks. That is 2 requirements. Under each requirement, there are 2 things you need to answer. So there are 4 things. You can assume that all subheadings carry equal marks. You need to analyze which one is more lengthy, less lengthy, and should apportion your time equally. So 4 tasks, 45 minutes divided equally, but the reading, planning and all that is common. So if I will say reading, planning is 10 minutes, then you will divide that 35 minutes into 4 parts. 7 minutes for each part or 8 minutes for each part. This is confirmed in the allocation of marks provided. As you will see from the competency below, you must answer all the parts required. Additional support, you can open the variant. I am not opening. At first glance, the overall answer have good paragraph layout to suggest comprehensive coverage of each area of task and subsequent requirement. Overall grading may have been stronger if the script had more structure and persuasive language. In addition, at management level, to achieve a strong rating for the competency, you need to concentrate on ability to weigh up the pros and cons of situation and make recommendations. There are opportunities to do that. In terms of writing style, our candidate has kept their replies professionally with a good layout. They have used headings to clearly indicate which task they are addressing, which also provides a structure to good answer. Each idea has a separate paragraph, which makes it easy to marker to follow the different layout. You will notice that the candidate has not used bullet points in the same script. It is better to write in a small paragraph with subheadings. He has not used bold italics. The candidate has made some errors in spelling and grammar. Please concentrate on this. The examiner have made it clear that candidates will not be penalized for this. The key element for the examiner looking for is the ability to address the requirement of the task and communicate them effectively within a time constrained environment. Therefore, you will not earn marks unless the examiner can understand what you are trying to say. If communication is not your natural strength, you need to start working on it as soon as possible. Ask your friend or colleague to read your answer for you and see if they can understand what you are trying to say, which I always do in the class. I always read your answer to tell you what you are saying, I am not getting, what you are not covering and all that. So this was a task. We are not going into that pre-seen material. The chief executive has asked me to prepare a board paper on two issues, broad paper on two issues. Firstly, what would a value chain analysis involved in the case of Pizza Time? This was a company producing and selling pizza. You can say that from India, Domino's Pizza. Even though it's an outside company, but Domino's Pizza. That is value chain analysis of Domino's Pizza. And how might we involve our staff more in increasing the value chain? That was the question for 45. But this is not 2 line. There were entire scenario given, then the question is asked. If it is 2 line, then there is no time in reading. The exam is not like that. Reading these requirements carefully shows their initial requirement indicate by firstly and secondly. Firstly, and how they might involve our staff in this. So this is firstly. Then there is a second requirement also, but this is firstly. But there are also sub requirements within each. That is how the value chain involve, how value chain is there in Pizza Time and how it can involve our staff to create value chain. 2 things at a time. So they are saying, but there are subheadings requirement with each of these. For example, in the first requirement, you are expected to comment on what a value chain analysis would involve and how staff would involve to create that. It is important to draw this distinction and answer the whole question as different skills can be tested within the requirement. In this case, technical and people. Why? Because technical skill deals with whether you know well Pizza Time. Slightly business skill also. In the context of Pizza Time, you need to skill value chain. And then how can the staff may be more conversant for creation of value chain, dealing with the staff, communicating with the staff, so that each people is skill. But believe me, still if you are not getting which skill, don't bother. Just think that what they are asking. So it is saying that value chain analysis, primary activities. A value chain analysis of primary activities should enable us to look at the activities that are performing and evaluate them in terms of value that they offer our customers. The idea being that if we can create added value while minimizing cost, we can sustain the competitive advantage. We can also remove non-value added activities that would essentially be a waste of resource. This is written by the institute. He is explaining primary activities. The answer has cleverly addressed the task set by the managing director, incorporating the involvement of staff in creating value into the value analysis, generating credit for integration. In this case of technical skills and people skill, is it suitable for the audience? If I were on the board of Pizza Time, I would want brief to the point and comprehensive discussion points. I would not need a more lengthy analysis to understand the possible application of value chain. At the same time, good assumptions have been made about the board director's level of understanding of the question. The opening paragraph sets the scene for rest of the answer. It demonstrates an understanding of the question requirement, what the marketing director expecting from you. It also shows an understanding of the higher level usefulness of the value chain. This creates a positive first impression in the mind of the marketing director, which makes the rest of the answer with a positive mindset. The answer could have been improved by sticking to format of a board report, guidance of which can be found here. That is what is in the board report that they are saying. Inbound logistics, operations, outbound logistics, sales and marketing, service. This is written by the student. Okay. They are saying that he is writing about all the primary activities. But not that he is writing only bookish. He is writing how it can be applied for pizza time. Then support activities, HR, technical, procurement, infrastructure. In writing all these things, he should be covering both the requirement, that is, how can these things may be used by the staff for better value creation. So first of all, he has given the introduction. In all the activities, he must be saying how it can help the, how staff may be helpful for creating the value chain. Inbound logistics. Our inbound logistics will mainly focus on delivering our dough from our central plant to our restaurant across the 3 countries. So they are saying that the student know what is inbound logistics. He is explaining what is inbound logistics with the application to pizza time. In the first instance, orders will need to be placed promptly and correctly in terms of volume to anticipate the next week demand. It was there that there were around 200 stores where the pizzas are being sold, but the dough for pizza is coming from the central warehouse, and that doughs need to be demanded from the central warehouse 1 week in advance. So that it is saying that inbound logistics is that. It is written by the student. It is important that deliveries are then delivered on time and with the correct ingredient equipment to ensure the customer demand can be met. It is also important that the individual suppliers are delivering correctly on time. Delivery drivers and factory staff will need to be made aware of the implications of the untimely and incorrect deliveries costs. So in the second paragraph, what the student is saying, that is how the inbound logistics can be improved with the help of the staff. I don't think so. He is writing very difficult language. The student is writing what is inbound logistics and how the staff can be made helpful for development in this activity, which was the requirement of the question. Value chain for pizza time, how the staff can be helpful for creating the value chain. We know that inbound means procurement of material. You need to keep the proper stock of material. You need to procure the material in time so that when it is required for production, you will be able to use that. You should not be doing overstocking. You should not be doing understocking. Proper inbound logistics should be there. Inbound logistics does not mean that how much quantity you will purchase from supplier. It's about management of material for production purpose. Because which one will be the supplier? That is procurement, that is actually called support activity. Procurement does not include only raw material procurement. Everything which is procured is called procurement, that is secondary activity. So if somebody, some student is writing under inbound logistics, selecting the supplier and all that, that is not logical. That comes under procurement. So he is technically wrong. Second thing, if suppose one student is know what is inbound logistics, but he is not explaining that how the staff can help in the inbound logistics, then also there is a problem. Because then you are not writing what they are asking. So student has made a point that he is explaining inbound, how the staff can help. He is explaining operations, how the staff can help. He is explaining outbound, how the staff can help. So he is covering both the points at every level. Now please tell me, the student has written the first task this much. Secondly, the chief executive is unsure whether we should focus on value chain analysis in low cost strategy or differentiation. Because value chain, there are two things. Either you focus on differentiation, you can charge premium price for better product, or you will think on about low cost advantage, that is you will produce your product at a lower cost so that you can offer at a lower price. He has written 2 paragraphs for this only. So indirectly we can say that in total how much the student has written? 2 pages. How much paragraph he has used? Around 10 to 12 paragraphs. Do you think that in 45 minutes this can be written? What do you think? I am not reading all these comments whatever the examiner has given, because it is always subjective, that somebody can say that this is very good, somebody can say that no, this should be written, that there can be personalization. But the student is covering what is required. That's the most important thing. Whether he is covering business skill, technical skill, people, what's bothered? Not bothered. If we understand exactly what they are asking and we cover properly everything, why we will not get the marks? Why? The student has got in 90s, that is 90 to 100 he got, which is decent marks. So where the problem will arise, what do you think? First thing, you don't know what is value chain. You don't know primary support activities, no name you don't know. So technically there is a problem. Obviously that will affect your marks. Second, maybe you know bookish, but you are not able to apply that to pizza time. Again, that is missing one thing. Then they are asking how the staff can be helpful. You are not communicating anything on the staff help. So it's everything is what? Book में जो है, किताब में जो है, study material में जो लिखा हुआ है, you have to know. Technical. Just knowing that cannot give you marks. Correlate with the pre-seen material. Correlate with the case study. And then people and leadership skill, wherever is required, don't forget that. In this question, since this was related with value chain, the write-up was not very lengthy. It was just 2 paragraphs, 3-4 lines. So reading the question will not take much time. Reading the question is taking only around 2 to 3 minutes. And then if you already know that value chain is what, you can easily plan the answer. So there was 5 minutes. So the student got full 40 minutes to write the answer. And I think in 40 minutes, we should be writing 40 lines at least. Because that is the minimum requirement. Because if we write less than 40 lines, we will not get the proper marks. So we don't have the habit of thinking and typing that we need to develop in these 40 days. And we need to focus what is required, what we know about that, how can we correlate with the pre-seen material, how can we cover all these skills, how can we, there is nothing, you can see that the student has bold this one, and then there is nothing italics and anything. I can say that you write primary activity normal only, then with the next line you write something, then next line. Even the institute is not doing any bold or italics anything. Because it will take time, going there, click bold, then do write, then again normal, click bold again, then it is wasting our time now. Don't use bold italics anything, just copy paste is required, because maybe something you have written here which you want to use in the next page. That is requirement. Otherwise nothing is required, all the basic functions are no use at all. Because we need to write quality, we need to write proper quantity so that we can write more and more. And we need to increase our speed in writing the answers in the exam. Saroj already know all these things. Evo, are you getting? What is a case study exam? What is required? What is the pass percentage? What is the exam time? How we need to proceed? The objective is that. Because this type of exam we have never given in life. First time we are giving. So if we don't understand what the institute is expecting from you, we will be going in a wrong direction. So the direction if we know, then we can start the path. Somewhat. Why not fully? Because actually if we read more and more relating to the previous papers, we will not be getting so much time for discussion for our material. So I don't want to waste any further time on this one area. We have a good understanding that what is a case study exam, what they require, how we need to proceed. All these materials I will be mailing you. But suppose if I will think that I will not read this in the class, the student don't read in the perspective the way it should be read. So they don't even know even in the 10th class also that kya karna hai. So I give one class for this ki bhai first of all understand what is a case study exam. Then you are in a proper direction, proper frame of mind to proceed with that. So how we are going to utilize our time? Every day you should be reading 2-3 pages from the pre-seen material. Second thing, the notes which I have already shared with you, P2, E2, F2 notes, try to read 10-15 pages from everything every day. That will take say around 1.5 hours, 2 hours. And when I start giving you papers which is after third class, then give me the answers by hook or crook. Every day you have to. Because it's a pain for me to setting the paper, then giving suggested answers to you, it is a pain for you also. Along with your work, you have to work hard for 7 classes. You will get the fruit if God will help us. Like Saroj, God has not helped him. Are you getting? So we are not getting time to discuss anything because just 2 minutes, 3 minutes discussion of the pre-seen will not help. We will complete the entire discussion of the industry of the basic pre-seen material in the next class. Tell me, movie industry was tough for MCS? I don't think so. Because we all regularly see movies and all that. So it is very much that industry which everybody knows something. It was not difficult. It was decent. Those who have studied properly, most of them has passed. Most of them. Because if we say in that way, then maybe the retail store industry is more difficult. But we need to take some examples practically. Otherwise, every industry is difficult. It was good. Because I have never done this so much research about movie industry. So it was well. Okay, so we will be meeting in the next class as per the schedule which is given to you. And start doing your homework the way I said. Don't think about कि कितना दिन कौन सा हो रहा है, but think that you have to read every day some of the E2, P2, F2. Read every day the pre-seen material so that you will be able to remember the figures, the write-up in the paragraph which you can use in your, because they have written here. There are students who are writing the languages from the pre-seen. They are getting the credit for that. Because in the exam, even the pre-seen is there, but you cannot do copy-paste. So you cannot open the pre-seen material again and again in the exam. You need to remember what is there in different paragraphs, which you can use in your write-up, which will help you to score good marks. Okay? So good night, take care. We are meeting on the next class as per the schedule, whatever I have said. Okay, thank you. Tada, bye bye, take care.